Section 4 of Slipstravaganza uses the main color and contrast color 3 for a slip stitch pattern. I didn't show a technique video for this section because you can do it, okay? It's just more slip stitches. So the first thing you're gonna see in this video is the finished section 4. So if you keep watching, spoiler alert, you're gonna see the finished section 4 and then right into section 5 techniques. So section 4, main color and contrast color 3. If you wanna accept a Mohair Dare, you could hold a coordinating color of mohair together with your contrast color 3 and spice it up and add a little fluff to your contrast color 3 for section 4. Or you could use an entirely new color. If you want to use a 4th contrast color, you could do that. There's no rules. So section 4 is written for main color, contrast color 3, but if you want to add a whole new color, you could do that for section 4. Or find a coordinating mohair, carry a long strand. So feel free to customize the shawl a little bit now. If you're getting a little bored of your colors, spice it up with an extra color pop. And keep watching for the techniques of section 5. You're about to see the finished section 4. Are you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here are the completed sections 1 through 4 of Slipstravaganza. We have our honeycombs, our columns, our big diamonds, and these little checks from section 4. You should have 485 stitches. Section 5, we're going to use contrast color 2, the same contrast color as your column, section 2. So contrast color 2, keep main color attached, because we're going to use the main color after this section. So section 5, we're going to slip the first 10 stitches onto the right needle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're going to begin with contrast color 2, knit 15 stitches. As you knit the 15 stitches, we can do the weave-in Steven. Weave in your ends as you go. Knit 15. I'm going to stop wrapping my tail a little bit early, right before I finish knitting those 15 stitches, so my end is woven in on the back. So knit 15, turn to work wrong side, and knit those 15 stitches on the wrong side. Knit all the contrast color 2 stitches, turn to the right side again. So we have that garter ridge. Now we're going to knit 14, 1 stitch early, turn, knit 13, knit 12, knit 11, knit 10. So follow the instructions line by line. On the right side, I'm knitting 14 stitches now. And turn, 1 stitch early. Now knit 13. That's 1 stitch early. Stop your row, turn around and go. Now we're going to knit 12. Always stopping 1 stitch early from the last place that you turned. And 12, stop, turn to work the wrong side, knit 11. Continue following the instructions until you run out of stitches to knit back and forth. I'm reaching the end of the short row turns. On the last wrong side row, knit 1, turn to work the right side, and that's all the stitches. So we have a triangle short row, and our short row turns stop 1 stitch early each time. Break contrast color 2. We're going to slip these 8 contrast color 2 stitches onto the right needle. Slip them all onto the right needle. Then slip 3 main color stitches onto the right needle. And these main color stitches should line up with this column from below. So slip 3 main color stitches and repeat. We're going to work the pattern repeat 25 more times. Knit 15 with contrast color 2. So do the same exact thing 25 more times, basically until you can't do any more triangle short rows. As you work your short row triangles, just double check that they look similar to mine. So they're 15 stitches wide, and after each short row triangle, you slip 3 main color stitches and work another pattern repeat. And then slip 3 main colors, work another 15 stitch pattern repeat. And those 3 main color stitches should stack and line up with those 3 stitches slipped from the previous section. So keep going until you can't do any more short row triangles, all the way to the end of the row. Here is the end of the row after working all of the section 5 short row triangles. You should have 7 stitches on the left needle after you slip those 3 main color stitches on the final pattern repeat. So 10 total main color stitches remain here. If you don't have 10 stitches, you can sneak in some increases or decreases later to get back on track. Slip those remaining 7 stitches onto your right needle, and that's the end of section 5. Now slide all the stitches, scoot them over so that we're going to work another right side row using the main color for section 6. We have 2 new sections, and I still don't know where this is going. I thought I knew where the shawl was going, and then those triangles came into play and are like little eyelets and polka dots are poking out, and we have one more clue to determine what this thing is gonna be, okay? It's getting pretty big. If you're feeling like, Steven, I have a lot of contrast colors, a lot of main color, it's a really big shawl, what's coming? Don't worry, the next clue is the time where you can customize the size of your shawl, okay? So stay tuned for next week. We can make it a little smaller or make it really, really big, but the final week is still ahead.